How are you guys doing? Me? Not great. No, but seriously, I've been gone for several days, and it is because I've just been really depressed. Ever since the fight with my mom at Christmas, I just haven't felt right. That is the most triggered I've been in a really long time. I think it just kind of set off shockwaves through my psyche, basically. I mean, it has made me think a lot about my childhood trauma and about my relationship with my mom, my relationship with my parents in general, being abandoned as a child, emotionally, being the scapegoat of my family, and it's been hard to deal with. I've been totally fatigued, going to bed early and waking up exhausted every day, and not wanting to do anything other than lay in bed and watch movies and eat food. Yesterday I had my EMDR session, and for anyone who doesn't know how EMDR works, you choose one trauma memory and then you do eye movements and make associations in your mind and process out all of the feelings of that memory, and it's one memory at a time. And yesterday we gave up on the memory I was processing so that I could process this iguana memory. If anyone missed that story, my mom killed one of my pets when I was a kid. I was like 12 or 13. I came home and my iguana was just gone, and my mom had, she said she gave it away, but she had actually killed it, which I found out later. We switched to that memory at EMDR yesterday, and I thought that I was gonna find anger right away when I started processing it. I've always been really angry at my mom for doing this. And I'm angry at her for not caring about my feelings, and I'm angry at her for being so unstable, such a bad caretaker. But I didn't find anger there. I found an ocean of grief. It's not just the iguana, it's the grief of my entire childhood, uh, being harmed by the people who were supposed to take care of me and having absolutely nobody to turn to. I mean, I felt the specific grief of like the loss of my pet, but I also felt the grief of a child who was completely alone. Not one single person cared that I was upset. There was no one I could turn to for comfort. And this, with this and so many other things in my childhood, I was hurt and alone and just abandoned to pain by the people who were supposed to be protecting me. And if I'm imagining at EMDR, they make you imagine an image. What is the image that is most connected to this memory? And the image I chose yesterday at the start of it was the empty cage that I found. And now I see a different image when I think of this. I see myself standing alone in the dark hallway of my childhood home, um, in so much pain and just kind of hiding away because no one cared. It's like when I was a kid, my parents just, they decided that any negative feelings I had was just for me to deal with. And that included anger and sadness. And so I was just left alone to process being abused by my parents. Obviously, I couldn't go to them for comfort on that. And all of the other little sadnesses of being a child. I remember particularly the loss of my faith in God was very difficult for me to process as a child. And my mom just would call me a devil worshiper. And, this like deep realization of my own mortality scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And my mom just, she just told me that I was evil. It was the 90s. Like, I didn't know any other non religious people. There were no non religious people on television. There's no one in the movies. The first movie I ever saw with a non-religious person in it was Contact with Jodie Foster. But anyway, no, it is on topic because that was difficult and it filled me with fear and there was no one I could turn to. And it's all the same shit. It's like I would hear my parents fighting and I would feel afraid and sad, and there's just no one to talk to. There's my dark bedroom. And so basically, I am grappling with this inner ocean of loneliness and grief. And I'm glad that I finally tapped into it at the EMDR session yesterday, because I think it was just lurking underneath the surface of me for the past 2 weeks. Now that I've found it, I can drain it. And like quite literally just sobbed for the entire hour EMDR session. I couldn't believe how much sadness was there. It was like it just keeps coming, like waves and waves of it. And I think that I've hit on something really important. As hard as it is, I have found a wellspring of potential growth for myself, of potential healing for myself. The worst thing in the world is feeling nothing, is being unable to access your emotions. And so now that I have found this memory with the iguana is like a gateway into this immensely damaged part of myself. I found this gateway into a potentially explosive period of growth for me. And so that's the silver lining, is that yes, I've been suffering very badly, but these are the growing pains that I need to go through in order to heal. And it is so powerful what I've tapped into, that I just think that being able to process this memory is going to change. I think it's going to change my life. I think that this might be one of the big bads. I think that this might be one of the things, capital T's, the things, TM, that is wrong with me. I think this might be the thing, or one of the things that is wrong with whatever is going on here. Yeah, so I'm just kind of picking up the pieces right now. And I just want to give you guys an update. I haven't posted in a few days. I'm sure no one is that worried, but maybe you should be. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to start vlogging again. So that's what's been up with me. Thank you for watching. Bye.